Thank you, Tyson, for joining me. I'm glad you're here today.
Thank you for having me, Troy. I appreciate it.
So, just a little bit about your bio, your background. So, can you talk a little bit about where you came from, and then where you went to school, and then so a little bit about that, and then how you came back to Ulysses.
Sure, yeah, great. So I was born and raised in Southwest Kansas. So I was born in Leota,
Oh, great.
and always wanted to do something focused on medical care and kind of helping my community. And so I went to Hutchinson Community College after I graduated from Leota and did my undergraduate there, and then went directly to KU to work on my pharmacy degree. So then I got my doctorate of pharmacy from KU and graduated in 2009, and really thought if I didn't go back to Western Kansas or back to home, who really would? So I really felt led to go back to Western Kansas. So I took the opportunity and I worked at an independent pharmacy in Lakin for a couple of years, and kind of got some understanding about pharmacy and community health and so forth. And then had the opportunity to own my own pharmacy, which was a dream of mine. So I came to Ulysses. There was an opportunity there to own the store and kind of manage and work my way into the Ulysses community, and was able to purchase the pharmacy, Grant County Drug, in 2013. And then just kind of been cruising along, learning a lot along the way, developing professional skills and trying to integrate into our medical community, and then become an asset to our community in our medical field here. So,
Well, when you talk about, I love it because you're from Western Kansas when you say Leota correctly. So there's a lot of,
for-
I love, well, I love it when people move in and it's Leoti or something. So that really always makes me laugh. Yeah, I really appreciate, like you said, that you had that desire to come back to Western Kansas, and so that means a lot. That a lot of people talk about the brain drain, and you deciding to make a life back, back here in Western Kansas. I know it's really benefiting a lot of people.
I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
So you talked a little bit about your purchase of the Grant County drug, and I know you had an exciting. I know that early this year or last year, during lots of things were happening, but I know you also opened up another location. You want to talk a little bit about your other location that you opened up?
Yeah, so when we lived in Lakin and were working there was a building kind of right on Highway 50 that I always thought, man, someday if the time came to where I could own a store there and have a pharmacy, and my wife is a nurse, and so she was integrated in the medical community there in Lakin as well when we lived there. And the building came for sale, and we were in an opportunity to kind of open another branch, and we had staff that was ready to take on the task, to kind of run and manage that store for us. So in 2019, technically, we opened that store and then kind of got our feet under us, and then COVID hit. So yeah, 2020 has been an interesting year, professionally, as well as kind of mentally and so forth, personally as well. So it's been a little bit of an interesting kind of bumpy ride, just dealing with all that, and but we're excited to be a part of that community, and hope to kind of continue to help with the medical community and the people that live there.
Yeah, and I really like you said. I think it really strengthens, and yeah, it is. I think when you talked about all of a sudden, 2019, and then we had all these really great plans, and then 2020 was a year that will go down for all of us. So that
I Yeah, I think we all feel like we kind of lost a year, like an entire year of projects and kind of hopes and goals for 2020. So maybe 2021 will kind of be what 2020 was, kind of the hopes for everyone.
Yep,
So
yep. I'm planning on that. So tell us, I know that your role as the pharmacist. So talk a little bit about your role in the drugstores. So what does that look, and then what's your role in the drugstores?
yeah, so as a pharmacist, it goes a little bit deeper than what most people kind of realize. They go to the doctor because they have an ailment, or they have something that's kind of causing them pain or infliction. And so they go to the doctor, and the doctor, does his physical examination and then decides this is the diagnosis, and they write you a prescription, and you drop it off at the pharmacy. And that's kind of where people kind of lose track of maybe what goes on behind the counter. Yes, we are deciphering what the doctor may have scratched on that pad. So that's the first thing that happens. And,
Right.
and, And then it gets processed through. But when that happens, the pharmacy is looking for drug interactions, right? So
Mhm.
things that may interact with medicines that you're currently taking, or we may be cross-referencing allergies that the doctor didn't realize that you had, or that no one realized, that. And so we're cross-checking that. We're also cross-checking kind of your age and the dosage. So if you're elderly, your kidney and liver function has changed. It's diminished. It's part of the aging process, and so
Sure.
you don't necessarily need as high a dose because your body is processing differently. So we're looking at all that stuff. And then, yep, we put it in a bottle, we put a lid on it, and we seal it up, and we send it out the door with hopefully some counseling to kind of help educate you about what to look for side effects, or how it's going to work in your body, and things not to worry about, or that might be very common with it. So, that's what we're doing behind the counter. But, our goal is to decipher that prescription, but also make sure that it's affordable for you to get. That's part of our job, is to make sure you leave with it something that's going to help you get better. So I take great pride in trying to take care of the people of my community, and part of that is making sure it's cost effective for them, that it's safe for them, and that the outcome is going to be something positive for them. So those are all things that we're kind of looking at when the prescription comes in and we send it out the door.
Yeah, Tyson, I really appreciate that. And also that, that kind of behind the scenes, a lot of us, like you said, it's you drop off a piece of paper and you pick up something, but we don't realize all of the thought and the care, especially from your staff, from you and your staff that go into that. I've had the opportunity to be in not in your Lakin store, but in Ulysses Drug or Grant County Drug. And I'm going to tell you, the just the care and the way that people are taken care of. I mean, I'll tell you, you don't wait very long there before somebody notices you and helps you. And so I really appreciate your store. It's super clean, and it just really feels like it's stocked with a lot of things that that a lot of times you don't realize, hey, this would also be helpful. So
Yeah, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.